Hey folks, Dan Frio, the opening bell with Dan Frio. I, of course, am Dan Frio. What we're going to talk about right now is the main topic of the day is what Federal Chairman Powell and Janet Yellen are going to say when they meet with Congress today. So that is huge news for today. So I'm going to go over that and more, so don't go away. Okay, so we're 1 year into the pandemic, and we're getting, I think, at the tail end of this thing. And so now we're starting to see kind of everything kind of hash out and you know, kind of the dust settle a little bit. One of the big things in the headlines right now is, you know, so many people working at home. Is that going to continue? But the big news for the markets, stocks, crypto, real estate, and bonds, is what Federal Chairman Powell is going to say to Congress today. Every word, technically, truly, every word he says is marked down to see if there's a discrepancy of what he said yesterday, maybe last month, and so forth. So the markets can get a gauge on, you know, is there something here that he's kind of, you know, coding us in a way of telling us what they're going to do or not going to do. Another piece of this puzzle is what's going on with the Treasury yields. That is a big buzzword right now. But also in works right now is the Biden administration working on a $3 trillion package for infrastructure. Is it needed? You bet it's needed. Is right now the time to do it? That might be debatable, but it can help the markets. What it can help is it can help the stock market because a lot of companies in that industrial infrastructure bill will profit, and they'll do very well. It'll put a bunch of people back to work because now you have workers. So you need workers and companies and you know, like bulldozers and trucks and all this stuff it's going to do very well. The next piece that you got to think about, how's it going to get paid for? How? They're going to have to raise taxes. That's going to be the next piece of this puzzle that you're going to start seeing people really analyze, saying, well, tax rates are going to go up on corporations, on people, on, you know, everybody. You got to pay for this thing. We already spent $6 trillion on the pandemic. If we spend another $3 trillion on infrastructure, and there's going to be more, you know, garbage in a lot of this stuff, we're looking at $10 trillion spent in a year and a half on a pandemic and an infrastructure. That's a lot of money being printed. How is it going to get paid back? That's my concern. Yes, it's great for the economy. It's great for employment. It's great for everything else. But again, it's that analogy I always say is you get this credit card and you just keep spending. You're having a great time and it's helping. Oh, you know what? We're helping restaurants and we're helping airlines because Dan and his family just flew to Florida and we went out to dinner and we flew and we got an Uber and we got a this, we got a that. But then I get home and it's like, oh boy, I get that bill and it's like, how am I going to pay for it? Now I got to start working overtime because start having to do this and everything else. So how do we pay for it? That's going to be the next, you know, turnaround and the next questions that we're going to have to try to learn on and focus there to, you know, where's that taking us? So that rant is over. Let's go on what's going on with the markets. You see right here that everything is pretty flat. The Dow is down 50. No big deal. S&P is up 1, NASDAQ down 22. So basically, I'm going to say these are all flat. Okay, why? Well, let's go to the economic calendar today. Today at 11, Federal Chairman Powell is going to speak. I'm sorry, right over here. Federal Chairman Powell is going to speak to Congress, and they're gonna quiz him down on a lot of different things based on what he says. It's going to affect the markets. So right now, everybody is sitting on the sidelines saying, okay, where's this next piece of the puzzle going to go? Is he going to give us some details on some things that might, you know, give us some insight in what the next move by the Fed is going to be? Okay, so the next piece of this price tag for the infrastructure package is growing, and that could boost these stocks. Well, again, it's going to be this new stimulus package. Let's get to it. I think it's over here, right here. a $3 trillion infrastructure package. Guys, I'm not against it, but again, my concern is how to pay for this stuff. So we go over to here, and it's like stock markets live update, stock mixes, traders, Wait, Powell, and Yellen testimony. That will be today at 11, and I'll post if there's something there that kind of spooks the market. So let's take this at its face value. So let's go over to the stocks that we watch. And guys, I know I said I'm going to condense this down a little bit, but here's the point of a lot of this is we go to the markets. And you can see right here, the Dow is down 36. That's basically it's irrelevant. The NASDAQ down 20. How reflective is that in overall stocks? Well, look at all these stocks that I follow. You see a pattern there? I mean, it's almost all red except a couple little areas. So let's focus in on those areas. And this is the reason why I have such a long laundry list of companies. It's a diverse field of companies. And again, I'll go to my staples: Google, Apple, Facebook. I added Berkshire Hathaway to my positions, basically to cover major companies as well as Ford. So let's go through that. Google's up 1.6%. Okay, good. Apple, flat. Berkshire Hathaway, flat. Let's go to Facebook. Facebook's up 1. Now we go to Ford, down 3. Okay, so you're going to start seeing some of these areas. For example, the S&P 500 oil and gas index down 6. This is a cannabis holding right here, down 6. Load, this is gold and silver mining, down 10%. Look at these moves, guys. And this is why I follow all these stocks. Let's go down to the positions I've recently added. And guys, this just for records keeping, I do this for entertainment and educational purposes only. My goal here is to explain to you Finance 101 in its basic terms and give you some ideas on how to research stocks, what areas are in focus right now, so then you can dig in on it and say, Dan, I love your cannabis play, but I'd love for comments down below, but this company's doing really well. You might want to look into that, and we can share it with everybody viewing this. So please, down in the description below, give me some ideas on companies you want to research. Maybe us as a family or as a YouTube family, we can do our due diligence and maybe try to help each other, find a needle in the haystack. Okay, so let's go down through here. The NASDAQ 100 bull. This should represent the NASDAQ in multiply that return by twofold. Well, we go to the NASDAQ and it's down 26. So you go here and it's up 3%. Okay, so that's why it's hard to reflect off of the general market and think of, oh, what's that doing to my stocks? Okay, because if you look at this, you're going to see, wow, there's a lot of big moves and the market's really not moving generically. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Again, if the Dow is basically down 45, it's down 0.14. Look at these. It's down 3, 10, 6, 4, 4, 5, 4. I mean, you have to do your due diligence on individual stocks. So the positions I've been focusing on I've been adding to my positions in Ford. It's down 3% today. I don't know why these are all taking a bath. But if Powell comes out and says some good comments, you'll see a lot of these move back up. The cryptocurrencies are getting killed right now. And I add to my positions on a weekly basis religiously, but I'm starting to get, I'm going backwards a little bit because my positions are getting bought in at higher and higher prices. But in there, you have two ways of buying cryptocurrencies. You can buy directly from a whole slew of websites. I use PayPal. The reason why I use PayPal, I can go into my PayPal account. I use it for a lot of other stuff. I can buy directly through PayPal. They will hold my Bitcoins through in the wallet personalized to me in PayPal. I don't have to have separate wallets and a whole bunch of other stuff that I could potentially lose. So I've been adding to my Bitcoin Cash position, Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is a way you can go to PayPal and other companies like eToro and such and buy directly. You can buy Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum or a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies, or you can buy a stock that their whole purpose is to handle all this for you. So I elect to do both. So in my Schwab account, I buy Grayscale Bitcoin Cash stock, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust for Bitcoin, and Grayscale Ethereum. Those are the positions I play in cryptocurrencies. And here's the ticker symbols that they have. Check them out. You might be interested, especially on the pullback that we've recently had. I've been adding to my position, as I stated, in Ford. I'm up on Ford, not as big as I'm hoping. I see this stock reaching a point of about $18 within the next 6 months. That would be a nice return for me there. Other areas I'm focusing on is Disney. So when the world opens back up, I think Disney is going to be a fantastic buy. My expectations there is 220 by the end of the year. That's a good return there. Financial stocks, with the rates going up, I position myself in financials because as rates go up, they make more money. XLF covers my bases there. It has a whole portfolio of financial stocks in it, and that's a way for me to buy that and cover all my bases there. That is down 0.7 today. Let's not look at today's. Let's think about it and say, okay, when the world opens back up, what's going to take place? I am a big proponent of people who just want to get out of the house at that point. They're going to want to go out, eat, drink, be merry, travel. So in travel, again, I picked Disney. Try to look at airlines. Try to look at cruise ships. Okay, those are areas to focus on. Those are really tough because there's a lot of competition there, and it's hard to dissect and find the best one. Disney Cruise Lines is among the best out there. It is they have fantastic boats, services. When you couple that with the theme parks, with the TV shows that they have, and everything else, that's why I bought positions in Disney. Berkshire Hathaway that's where I buy. I would suggest, like I suggest to my children, how do you get a good money manager to handle your funds? This is the way to do it. You got Warren Buffett, one of the world's top advisors in history, running this company. And this is a good way to diversify, put money in, dollar cost average here. If you do that over time, trust me, you're going to do well, very well. That's my focus right now on individual stocks. If you have anything that you'd like to discuss or want me to do some due diligence on my end, please describe it down below. Give me the ticker symbol or the company name. Give me your feedback on it, why you think it's a good position to be in, and us as a YouTube family, we can jump in there, do some research on it, and we can all post on that. What's going on with cryptocurrencies today? Well, they're taking a bath again. There's nothing but bad news that keeps coming out on a daily basis. We had Federal Chairman Powell come out yesterday saying Bitcoin is not a good holding of value. There's nothing there. You can't use it to buy anything, and it's not a good store of value. All bad publicity. Then you got Elon Musk and a lot of huge companies jumping in and buying. Who's right? Who's wrong? Only time will tell. So that's I dollar cost average to get in here. What I mean by that is I buy. It's you buying on a steady pattern, meaning you buy once a month. You buying every other week. You buying every payday. You're going, okay, every payday I'm going to buy $200 of Bitcoin. And again, guys, Bitcoin is $55,000 a coin. You can go to PayPal and buy a fraction. You can buy $100 of Bitcoin. You don't have to spend $55,000. Same thing with Ethereum. Same thing with all these. You can buy fractions. You don't have to buy a whole coin. You can buy $100 worth, $200 worth, $300 worth, whatever you deem. Again, I hold positions in my two biggest positions there are Bitcoin and Ethereum, but you can see there's a laundry list of cryptocurrencies. Some are going out the roof, look like Miato, don't have a clue what it is. There are so many of these that you have to really, this has to be your passion in your life. Theta, my son spoke about Theta yesterday. It's up 70% in the last week. 18% today or 17% today. I'm still a proponent. I go over the big boys. If this field is going to survive, the cream of the crop is where I want to be. Okay, the best way to if you're looking to recruit a player, you want to recruit the best, a 5-star athlete. You don't want to it's hard to have a 5-star athlete compete against a walk-on. I guess the best way to put it for those that understand sports. What's going on with the dollar? The dollar is strengthening today. Can't figure that out. I'm still completely baffled on the dollar. I know, guys, I show this every day, but when you're flooding the system with money or flooding the economy with dollar bills, the dollar bills are eventually going to deteriorate. However, a lot of other countries, such as China and others, they manipulate their currency to devalue it against the dollar. So that also has a play in what's going on with the value of the dollar. So there's a lot of technicals behind that, but I'm a proponent. I watch this to see what's going on with cryptocurrencies. Usually as the dollar goes up in value, you're going to see cryptocurrencies go down in value. Okay, so that's why I really follow the dollar. The next thing is what's going on with mortgage rates and the economic calendar. Mortgage rates today are going down a little bit. So here's what people follow me on a nightly basis. They follow me to find out what's going on with mortgage-backed securities. This is a bond that trades on Wall Street that is the biggest component or biggest feature or function or component, I guess I'll say, of mortgage rates. There's that and what we call loan level price adjustments. I won't go there because this isn't my rate update. This is the opening bell with Dan Frio. So I want to talk about stocks, crypto, real estate, and bonds. So right now, mortgage rates are easing down. I was saying before, if you watch my channel, I expect us to be into the red category by the end of the week, or I thought that was last week, but we didn't get there. My mark is still getting back to this red line right here at the 102.75 range. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, so that's that piece of it. So if you want to find out more about mortgage rates, if you have a mortgage, you're looking to buy, build, refinance, or whatever, I'd love to help you. Check me out at therateupdate.com and follow me every night on that. U.S. Treasuries are still dropping a little bit. We love this. We want this factor. We would love for this to get to 1.4. The reason being is we would see a rally in mortgage-backed securities. So let me explain this. This is what's going on with the price of the mortgage-backed security bond. As the price goes down, rates go up. So in the last about month and a half, 2 months, rates have gone up 0.5%. So have you missed the boat? Well, you missed the boat on the bottom, but you haven't missed the boat because if in the last 2 years, rates are still about 3.3% right now on average. Rates about a year and a half ago were 4.5 to 5. So you're still about a 1% to 1.25, maybe 1.5 lower today than where you were 2 years ago. So that's still a good note. So if you haven't refinanced, you want to save some money, that's a good way to do it. And what's going on with the Treasury? Treasury is telling us that this is a mark. This is what we focus on to follow basically inflation measures. I won't go through that right now. The video has been long enough, so I just want to give you a recap of all this stuff. What's going on with the economic calendar for today? Basically, we have this is the key feature of the day. Federal Chairman Powell coming in and speaking to Congress, and the 2-year Treasury auction. Last month, the 7-year Treasury did absolutely horrendous when it went to auction, and it pushed up mortgage rates quite a bit. So as the mortgage piece of my puzzle, is I focus the Treasury auctions very closely, as well as what Federal Chairman Powell has to say. So hopefully that gives you some insight. And today, again, what would you invest in, or what's your plans after everything is lifted? You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to stay inside. Everybody's vaccinated. You won't get sick. What are you going to do? And then focus on that for your investment purposes. So God bless, guys. I'll see you. Please, if you want to check out the rate update with Dan Frio, check me out tonight about 4 or 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Opening bell. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.